Hurricane Hanna has made landfall in southern Texas as a Category 1 or 2 hurricane. I think it may have briefly attained Category 2 hurricane strength right at landfall, and so probably there could be Category 2 damage in this region of the Texas coastline. Here is the satellite-based intensity graph, and you can see the storm got into a solid Category 1 hurricane prior to landfall, and then at landfall, close to landfall, at least the adjusted T number did jump up into Category 2 and even briefly into Category 3. There are also tornadoes within the hurricane. One has been reported, as you can see around here, and it is this report. Tornado reported between Sinton and Refugio. Location estimated by radar. There is likely to have been a life-threatening storm surge up the coast on the northern side of the hurricane in particular, so I suspect in this region. This means there's probably been significant beach erosion on Padre Island and Mustang Island. Corpus Christi is somewhat protected by these outer islands, but the winds are primarily a little bit further to the south in the eye wall. This you can see the eye wall being south of Corpus Christi, so the worst of the winds going to be in this region. The eye wall has remained quite distinct even though it has made landfall, probably because it's been in the process of intensifying at the same time as making landfall. So damaging winds are going to extend well inland. So we may see hurricane force winds in this region inland from the coast before the storm is weakening more significantly and bringing strong winds into Laredo, though hopefully not hurricane force at that point, more like a tropical storm force. These are the surface winds predicted by the hurricane WRF for Hanna, and this shows the landfall. If it's in the purples, that means hurricane force, so you can see it as a hurricane. As the storm progresses inland, the tropical storm force winds, which are the green areas, remain, and strong tropical storm force. So in this region we're still going to get some pretty strong winds. As it heads towards Laredo and the Mexican border and into Mexico, the storm maintains tropical storm force winds, but gradually weakens as the landmass begins to cut off the moisture and energy supply. It is going to head into Mexico as a weakened tropical depression at this point, I guess, although there are still tropical storm force winds in there as it interacts with the topography and terrain. So we're going to get a lot of rain, flash flooding, and things like that. Let's take a look at the rain. At this point, it looks like the global forecasting system model is not resolving the hurricane well due to its course resolution, but it does show the heavy rain pushing on in southern Texas, getting up above 5 inches, and locally in southern Texas getting well above 10 inches of rain as the storm progresses in. And into Mexico we'll also have very large amounts of rain, over 10 inches across a large area by the looks of things, as it interacts with the mountains. So looking at the southern Texas / Mexico region, we've got the Rio Grande coming along the border, and that is likely to rise very rapidly. It's already going to be rising, potentially some flooding issues there. The other rivers over here, Monterey, and as the storm interacts with the mountains and highlands of Mexico, there's a significant risk of flash flooding and river flooding in this region of Mexico. So yeah, there you go. Let's see how much rain actually occurs. There are, unsurprisingly, a whole rash of warnings. This is the tropical storm warning and hurricane warning in these regions. Probably embedded in here is, I don't know whether there's a tornado warning as well, but yeah, unsurprisingly, a lot of warnings. The storm still has impressive structure over land. So overall, if you are in this region of southern Texas into Mexico, particularly in the next few hours, be very careful. The storm still has a very good structure. It's going to bring damaging winds into this area by the looks of things. And then later, the rain and the floods. Well, they're beginning, but they will continue into Mexico. All right, that's it for me.